Today is our first day of solving literal equations, which is a special kind of equation when you don't just have numbers and x's. You're going to actually have more than one variable, and your answer isn't just going to be like x equals 2 or y equals 5. Your answer is going to have it's going to look a little bit different. And I need you to know that's okay. What you're doing is basically rewriting this equation so that it's rearranged. And your box here, when you solve these ones, you only have one job. Your job is to get the variable you're solving for alone. If you can get it alone or by itself, like this, y equals like that, this is alone, then you are good. I do not care what's over here, but it's going to be everything else. So everything else that's part of the equation, whatever it is, goes on the other side. But you are trying to get the variable alone. In your case today, it's going to be y. Tomorrow, we're going to add in some more things that we're trying to get alone, or different variables. Get the y by itself. Everything else goes on the other side. If you can do that, you can solve the equation. It's going to look a little bit weird, but I need you to trust me. Everything we do today, you will be solving the equation for y. This is an equation of a line in standard form. Your job is to move it, rearrange it so that it's solved for y, and it's in what we call slope-intercept form, which you might have heard about from last year. So that's the form y equals mx plus b. First thing you need to do is move the x term to the other side, away from y. Because right now, it's next to y, and we want to get y alone. So to do that, we're going to, it's a positive 2x. Here's my balancing line. You're going to subtract 2x because it's positive. Okay, if you do that, your new equation is going to be, since these are gone, 3y equals 6 minus 2x. Step 2, now that you have the 2x to the other side, remember we're trying to move everything over, we got to get rid of this 3 because I want y alone. You're going to have to divide by the number in front of y. Because right now, that 3 is being multiplied. This is just how you solve equations the last several days. Let's divide by 3, and you're dividing everything by 3 over here. This cancels out, and so I'm left with y equals, we have 6 divided by 3 and minus 2/3 x, because we're dividing both by 3. The last thing I need you to do is please simplify the fractions. So I'll do this in black. We split that apart into 2 fractions and simplify them. So 6 divided by 3, we're not going to leave it like that because 6 divided by 3 is 2. So I'm going to instead write 2 minus 2/3 x. 2/3 can't get any smaller. We check to see is my answer in y equals mx plus b form. It is. Y is by itself. You are done. Everything else is on the other side, and that's what you want. You're just rearranging. By the way, another way to say this, if you write this as y equals negative 2/3 x plus 2, it is the same thing. Either one of these is correct, so I'll say or. We are following the same exact process for the second one. So again, the first thing I want you to do is move the x term to the other side. All right. Right now, we have a negative 1x. So to move it over, since it's negative, I do the opposite and add 1x to both sides. Negative 1 plus 1 cancels out, and my new equation is negative 5y equals negative 10 plus 1x. Step 2, again, divide by the number in front of y. You are trying to get y by itself, and right now that negative 5 is a problem. It's being multiplied, so you will divide it. Remember, we divide everything by negative 5, cancels out, and you get y equals, and we're dividing both of these fractions, so negative 10 divided by negative 5, and 1x divided by negative 5. Okay, last thing I need you to do, please simplify both fractions. So negative 10 divided by negative 5 is positive 2. And then this one is as small as it gets, but we will write it as minus 1/5 x. That is in y equals mx plus b form, slope-intercept form. But if you have it written like this, negative 1/5 x plus 2, and you reverse the order, that's also fine. Both of those are correct.